So you do this video, you start saying some of this stuff. And really what you, more than anything else, the takeaway from the video is, I want to talk to people.
That's literally all the video says.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
And I think that I want to talk to people because I think things have gotten a little out of control in the feminist sphere. It's super pro-censorship. Like, overtly pro, like, we are going to campaign to get you censored. You know, and I actually had a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, this is actually, I'm still processing it, a good friend of mine who, you know, is campaigning after I came out with this stuff. A good feminist friend of mine, we had planned to go travel together, and we've traveled a lot together already, who wanted to make a petition, you know, to shut my channel down, or I don't even remember exactly what it was, but it was just like, what the hell? Like, this is someone I'm pretty good friends with. Like, it's very overtly, we don't, like, the goal is to silence. No other opinions should be heard because it's oppressive. I'm oppressive now.
So even though you intellectually knew that thing existed, were you shocked when it became that personal? Because I had the exact same thing, even though for me it wasn't talking about feminism, but when I started talking about what I saw wrong with the left and the speech stuff and the
Your friends turned on
authoritarianism,
you?
I lost a ton of friends. Coworkers of mine stopped talking to me, but friends. I mean, some people that were invited to my wedding.
That's really messed up.
Yeah,
I mean, same for me.
So when you would have those conversations, so I'll just give you one anecdotal thing from myself, and maybe you have one for you. There was one person who I was incredibly close to, and they started telling me privately on text that what a bigot I am and blah, blah, blah. And I kept saying, can you show me evidence of anything that I've said is bigoted? You know me really well. We've been to my house 1,000 times for dinner. We've gone through personal stuff and cried together and all of this stuff. And I couldn't get one example of anything. It's just, no, you're a bigot, you're a bigot, you're a bigot. So when your friend, then starts doing this protest against you, I mean...
It's not just friends.
Yeah, so were you able to make headway with any of them, or did it all just like melt at the same time?
I've lost
and the reason
a lot
I'm
of
asking you this so
friends.
specifically is because, I'm sure you do too, but I get a ton of email about this, that from my audience, when they start talking about this stuff, or they share clips or whatever, that suddenly friends are blocking them or defriending them and all that stuff.
Oh, God. What has this world come to?
Yeah.
Priorities misplaced. You can't even have friendship anymore. Yeah, I mean, for me, I have lost a lot of friends. People who I have let into my home, who, I've made dinner for many times, who, again, we've had the moments, we've laughed, we've cried, who turned on me in a heartbeat. The moment I said that I was against censorship, which is very strange.
Yeah.
And it's been really hard because it's been like, well, I feel kind of lost now. My community has turned on me in a sense. But maybe they were never my community to begin with. Like what I said before, I sort of, just by proximity and sort of being nudged in this direction, have, met all these people and built these relationships. And a lot of those relationships I felt like were kind of fake to begin with. Like, you always feel like you're being judged. That's kind of what I feel like hanging out with people who are super, super SJW feminist types.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't relax, you can't tell a joke, you're like worried that everyone's gonna be offended all the time. It's just like a very,
right,
can we just calm down?
You're just on that like hairpin of like, I might say something wrong accidentally and then it's all over. Like, that's not a fun way to have a friendship.
No, and it's so easy to say something wrong. It's such a bizarre, arbitrary high bar, and it's not a good precedent for friendships and relationships, and I never liked it, I never felt connected to those people. There was maybe only one or two people that I really felt like we had a connection who turned on me publicly. But then, like, all these people that are internet friends of mine, who I've never met in person or anything, but who, we share each other's work, we talk online, whatever, also turned on me. So it's been sort of this ripple effect as people just sort of, cast me out of the club. And that's been very revealing, If this is what gets you thrown out, then fuck you, throw me out. I don't give a shit.
It's so interesting because just getting to know you in this half hour or whatever, it's like you did this once already in life. You did this when you were 16 or 17.
Bingo.
And
it's just a replay for me. It's literally the same exact thing.
Yeah.
It's like you have this community that is organized around moral principles, and you feel really repressed and shamed and restricted whenever you commit a thought crime, and you have to confess and you have to apologize when you make a mistake, but your apology is never really good enough. You always are deep down an original sinner, you know, and you have to be cast out. You're going to be excommunicated if you make too many mistakes. It's the same exact thing.
And so
as
many of
being
them,
Mormon.
so many of them hate religion, but they'll give you original sin, which is a whole other thing.
It's these moral systems, you know, they all work the same way.
Right, whether they're moral, whether they're religious or secular,
right? And
or
that's like on another note, like that's a big question that I'm trying to figure out is how do we create moral systems for humans without devolving into this trash? Like how do we encourage people to be good people? Without all of this, because it seems to come with the territory, in my experience.